A Grand Tour traveler who visited the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento at the end of the 18th century wrote, "There is a small valley which by its surprising fertility resembles the Valley of Eden or a corner of the Promised Land. This valley is the Garden of Colimbetra, a wonder hidden among the ruins of the 5th century BC temples, now a World Heritage Site visited by millions of people from all over the world. However, before it was entrusted to the FAI, it was a neglected rubbish dump, abandoned, degraded, and unknown. Over the past 20 years, FAI has cleaned up the area, restored the vegetation and rocky slopes, and opened it to the public, treated in all respects as a monument. Today, the garden is visited by almost 90,000 visitors per year and is a marvel to see, especially on summer evenings or in winter when the oranges resemble Christmas balls. FAI has restored the historic identity of this place, returning it to its status as a paradise, a term that in ancient Greek means garden. For centuries, farmers in Agrigento cultivated oranges and other citrus fruits, almonds, olives, and pistachios in this valley. Today, the garden boasts traditional crop varieties and is an oasis of Mediterranean biodiversity to be protected and made known as a true heritage, just like the ruins of the ancient city. Nature, too, can be considered a monument, particularly in this area where the work of man blends harmoniously with the natural landscape to create a beautiful Italian environment. The evidence of human intervention can be seen not only in the crops, but also in the shape of the land, which is marked by a network of small irrigation canals, depressions and gullies that were created and maintained by the gardeners to ensure that water is only directed where it's needed. This irrigation system has its roots in Arab culture and is still practiced in the Mediterranean region, where water is a scarce and precious resource. In light of the current environmental crisis, conserving and recovering water has become a shared responsibility. The Garden of Colimbetra is also a model of sustainable water management, with an irrigation system that uses water intelligently and efficiently. You should be aware that Colimbetra means pool in Greek. The tyrant of Agrigento, Terone, ordered the creation of a massive water reservoir for the benefit of the city, which had 200,000 inhabitants in 5th century BC, and chose this valley, a kilometer long and 10 meters deep, surrounded by steep tufa walls, as the perfect location. This valley was originally a massive swimming pool with a dam at the bottom and a series of lateral conduits to regulate its capacity, designed by the finest architects of the 5th century BC. They also developed a clever and innovative system to supply water to the reservoir. Since the river flowing into the valley was seasonal and insufficient, they dug horizontal tunnels along the slopes to collect the moisture that slowly dripped from the rock. This system still exists today, but is now used to irrigate the citrus grove rather than to supply the pool. Visitors, such as speleologists, can explore the underground tunnels today. The Colimbetra Garden has an interesting story, which I have briefly mentioned, that will inspire you to learn more and visit. Today we share it with the public, but we hope to do more. That's why we bought the 2 small houses overlooking the valley called Case Montana. They were inhabited by Colimbetra peasants until the 1960s, but were then abandoned and now lie in ruins. The last known peasant was named Turiddu Picciriddu, else known as a Little Salvatore in the Sicilian dialect. We plan to restore these houses over the next 2 years and make them open to the public. They will retain their appearance as simple peasant homes, with the original masonry and even the floor ceramics, which we have found in pieces and will have identically reproduced by craftsmen in Agrigento. Visitors will be able to rest under the shade of almond trees, enjoy the view of the Valley of Temples, and have a glass of orange juice or buy our Colimbetra citrus marmalade. This will not only be a refreshing experience, but also a cultural one, as visitors will learn about the many types of citrus and other fruits grown in the valley, and tasting will be an integral part of this knowledge. Using an immersive video in the old barn, we will also share the long history of this place, from archaeology to agriculture, from abandonment to recovery, from water to biodiversity, from the Greeks to the Arabs, from the 5th century BC to the present, from Theron to the Phi. We look forward to welcoming you at the Colimbetra Garden.